and we're gonna try this again. Hey friends, I wanted to come back on here and try on Fenty Beauty a second time. I've actually been applying it for the last week and a half because I felt during my first impressions, which I'm happy that I uploaded, I didn't really find the finesse with these products, and after trial and error, some combinations, I think I got some solutions. Mostly for Trophy Wife because I love Trophy Wife, and from seeing other reviews and your suggestions, combining it with different highlighters, you know, I came up with something. I also bought another shade in the soft matte. I purchased 330 and the original one I purchased 360. 330 is more yellow and 360 is more olive. This gives me the depth and this gives me more yellow, and I think together they make a really great pair. As far as the sticks, I kept the sticks because I wanted to try them, see how I can make them work, and I came up with a few ways to use all of them, not just for the face but for contouring my nose and also, you know, contouring my eye crease. First we'll go in with the Soft Matte Primer, which I've been really loving. I think it makes a huge difference in how the Soft Matte foundation wears. It provides hydration while blurring out your pores and just evening out your skin tone a tad bit better. Just so you can see the liquid foundation combined together, I'm going to pump out 330. Which is a lot more yellow, but I think I needed it because the olive and the neutral undertone from 360 was turning out a little gray. And I was setting it with my Giorgio Armani powder, which is also neutral in tone, so I think it was just like too much neutral going on my face. And also, the whole oxidizing thing is interesting. Some people say it oxidizes and others say that it just dries down to the color it's supposed to be. So how it shows up wet is very different from how it shows up dry. I don't know if that's the same thing to oxidizing. You let me know. The company rep was saying that it doesn't oxidize, it just dries down to the color it's labeled to be. So if it shows up light or wet, then it shows up light because it's wet, but it actually dries down to the color that's on the bottle. Which kind of works out for me because this, when I first applied it, showed up, I was like, ooh, is that going to be too light? But it dried down, it was the perfect shade. Here is one layer, which I'm okay with. And I actually experimented with layering these sticks over this foundation. I think the sticks work better on their own. I was watching Desi's review and she brought up a great point that maybe the sticks are meant for more skin finish type of a foundation day. Maybe you're not going to apply the soft matte or any liquid foundation for that matter, and you wanted a no makeup look. So maybe I think the sticks are designed for that reason. They're lighter in texture and they are labeled to not provide as much coverage as the liquid foundation. And oh my god, I'm not good at this. If you want to see my first Fenty Beauty review video, I will link it up above and down below. I just kind of ran into starting this video because I used natural sunlight to record and I didn't want it to go away. So I was like, you gotta get this in, you gotta get it in. For my under eyes, I'm combining Bamboo and Caramel. I'm gonna just do Bamboo first. I know maybe not ideal to apply this on top of the soft matte, but because the soft matte is so matte that, and this dries down to a powder, so it could be a little dicey, I guess, when it all combines. This is Caramel. I'm mixing it with Bamboo, so it could just give it a little more warmth so that the Bamboo doesn't show up as white. Using the full-bodied foundation brush to blend. Definitely rather use a brush to blend out the sticks. I haven't tried my beauty blender yet, but I don't know, I just, judging from the texture, I feel I have or will have better results using a brush to blend this stick out. That's why I only applied one layer of the soft matte, because I knew it was going in with the sticks after, and that will provide extra coverage to the places that I thought needed more. but I didn't want to go in with the liquid because I think it would just be a lot of matte and a lot of to powder finish on my face. To contour, using Truffle, and I didn't put on enough the first time, so I'm gonna put a little more, but gonna keep it higher on my cheekbones and not bring it as far down. Forehead, chin, just a little jaw. It's the same foundation brush to blend. I saw Desi use Cocoa, which was a lot warmer in tone. When she applied Truffle, it looked a little gray on her, but I don't think it looks that bad on me. I'd rather use Truffle than something red. Although maybe Cocoa will show up as like a nice bronzy type of shade instead of a contour one. I gotta wash this brush. It's been well loved the last week and a half. How's that look? I think that turns out a lot better from the first time I applied it on camera. I've been playing with application and different brushes. Definitely, I feel if I keep it higher, it has somewhere to go, so it doesn't go too far towards my mouth and just looks like a 5 o'clock shadow, which I was really trying to avoid. So I got a little cheap, but I don't have to apply powder because this is kind of like my bronzer, if you will. If I wanted to cut that a little more, I used Bamboo, but I thought it was way too light, so I went in with Caramel, if I could find it, just under the jawline, right under Truffle. So it's light, but it's more peachy in tone and not as yellow white like Bamboo. Not a lot, just enough to give it a little highlight, a little pop under that contour. We like. Mocha was the other shade that came in the trio, which I thought was a little too ashy to contour my face, but perfect for my nose. Mocha was in the trio that came in the medium kit, and I thought it was way too ashy for my face, but I'm going to apply this to my nose, which I have. I really like how it turns out, and I'd rather have something more ashy on my nose than on my face. I'm taking a ColourPop brush. Doesn't have the number on it, which was one of my critiques. I take it straight from the stick because I kind of want to tell you what I'm using, but any synthetic brush will do. And lightly brushing that down the sides of my nose. I also want to bring it in towards my eye crease as well. I think this is the perfect shade to contour the nose with because it's not too deep, not too warm. It doesn't look crazy. One of the few colors that actually works well on me for nose contour. And I rarely nose contour, you know what I mean? Just right here. And a little on the lip. Go for it. Now that we've used both our contour shades for our face and our nose, I use them now for my eyes. I take the same brush, and I would recommend maybe applying concealer or primer to your eyes because these will crease a little bit if you use them on their own straight on your lid. I took off my makeup so I could start over again to film this, but I did apply the matchsticks to my lids as shadow, and it did crease. And I thought I'd maybe experiment because even though it's to a powder finish, my eyelids are very oily, and I think it'll just be more helpful if they were prepped before you went in with the matchsticks if you wanted to. I'm going to use the same brush with Mocha first, and then go in on my crease. This was perfect to do today because I just got my lash extensions done yesterday. And I love eyeshadow, but it would have been very, I had to be really cautious to wipe it off later on because I tried to not get my lashes wet 48 hours after they've been applied. And this was just really great to use as eyeshadow because it's not going to fly all over, which sometimes happens when applying eyeshadow. Because it is a powder and it just has a little more freedom in that way, but this just stays where you put it, which is very helpful. And Mocha is a really great crease color if you just wanted a little depth to the eye, but not something like, whoa. Now with Truffle and that same brush, it's deeper in tone, but I'm gonna kind of get a little more contrast for this eye look. So more towards the outer corner of my eye. to give a little more depth. How's that look? I like how the matchsticks blend on my lids. It's just a nice, easy way to add a little depth to the eyes without using shadow or not going crazy with 10 different colors like I usually like to do. Now with Rum or even Trippin'. Rum is the more bronzy shade and Trippin' is like the more rose gold shade. I could use both. I usually go in with my finger. This is Rum, is the bronzier shade, and I go in on my lid. This definitely did not last on my lid. It looks beautiful on the first application. So you see it adds a nice sheen, a nice shimmery effect to the lid. I use my fingers because I don't have any nails. I don't run into that issue. If you do have nails, then I definitely recommend you use a synthetic brush of some sort so the color can get on that lid. Trippin', the rose gold shade, I'm applying that to my inner corner. Pretty. I didn't set my under eyes. It's not creasing yet, but what I discovered is that I definitely have to use a loose powder. So I go in with my Laura Mercier and I lightly set the stix and the foundation. So what I'm gonna do is just go in on my whole face. If I set it with my Giorgio Armani, it kind of changes the color a little bit. I kind of look not gray, but just like an olive type of tone. So I found when using this foundation, the soft matte, that it's best to go in with just a loose translucent powder that doesn't have any color to it. And I just lightly go in areas that crease. So I just set lightly under my contour and around the sides of my mouth because that's where I usually get the creasing. Going on the sides of my nose as well to also set my nose contour. If you want to get more elaborate with the eyeshadow, you can totally set your matchstick eyeshadow look with a powder, but I did this morning because I didn't want to go in with shadow and it worked out perfectly. Now, here's for the highlighting part. First of all, I totally dismissed Metal Moon because I thought it was way too light, didn't show up. I experimented and figured this out. As much of a cool brush as this is, I don't think it's ideal to use with Metal Moon because, or even Trophy Wife, because it's such an intense application. And again, if you're going editorial or going special with whatever you're doing, photo shoot, gigs, events, maybe you can use that brush for Trophy Wife with Trophy Wife. But I think the best brush to use for both Trophy Wife and Metal Moon is a fan brush. So I'll show you just on the first swish. You go in and then, okay, you barely see it, but I like it now because when you build it up, it gives a really nice gleam. And I think I wasn't applying enough and I was using the Fenty brush, which I don't think worked very well with Metal Moon and how I wanted it to apply. So I'm very heavy-handed with Metal Moon, so it could show up, not chalky, not powdery, but glowy. So yes, it's not as intense as Trophy Wife, I mean, for sure. But it's not something to sneeze at, as I did in my first video. I admit, I totally dismissed it way too quickly, didn't give it a chance. And I love, like, look how beautiful that glow is. And it's not super overpowering, and it's a great alternative for those who love highlight, but is not crazy, you know, about the Trophy Wife or any highlighter that's a little more blingy than this. Is like right in between. So what I like to do, if I want to get Trophy Wife in my life and still have it not look crazy, I combine Metal Moon with Trophy Wife. First, I take Metal Moon. Then I tap with Trophy Wife. That's it. You only want to tap because look, it dispenses just the right amount to give you glow without the yellow tone. Tap, tap. It gives you a little extra pop of glow, again, a little extra pop of sparkle without the intensity of the yellow hue. I take some Metal Moon to the tip of my nose, Such a pretty glow, right? I really like Metal Moon now. I'm keeping it. Nice way to kind of tone down Trophy Wife a little bit. I went a little ham on this side. That was my fault. I'm taking a clean fan brush just to kind of help blend that out. But I think I can do this on a daily basis. When I combine it with Metal Moon and apply with a fan brush, like, it's doable. I'm excited to see if Rihanna comes out with blushes, with eyeshadow. Like, I know, I feel like she is in the plans and she's just making us wait. And let's top this look off with some lips. Gloss Bomb! And here's the revived Fenty paste. Thank you so much for watching my first Fenty beauty review video. I know it's super long and I will try better to be more succinct and edit it in when I talk. I wanted to go here and try again just to try out the ideas that you shared with me in the comment section and give it another chance because I know these are great products and it was just a matter of knowing how to apply them, where, with what brush, because I know they're great products and I wanted to make them work. Thank you again so much for watching and I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for more Get Ready With Me's, reviews, demos, trials, and whatnot. Take care, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.